All right. And now a huge development in trades today. Something that kind of came out of nowhere and something I definitely didn't expect. Rudy Gobert traded to Minnesota. And my initial reaction, obviously the first tweet pops up, and all I see is Rudy Gobert is being traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and there's no package available. My first thoughts are like, how is he going to fit in with that team? What are you doing with Karl Anthony Towns? Are you trading him after you just signed him to a max extension? Then I thought about it more and more and more, and you could kind of just move Cat to the 4 and keep him. And then we got the notifications for what is involved in the trade, and that's a whole different story.
Enlighten me on what it was. What they get back?
You haven't heard?
I've not. I just saw that Rudy Gobert went to Minnesota. I don't know what they got in return.
Yeah. So
Jared Vanderbilt. I heard that, right?
The Timberwolves gave up an arm, a leg, a head.
What they give up?
They traded Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Jared Vanderbilt, Leandro Bolmero, the number 22 pick this year that was Walker Kessler, and 4 first-round picks, all for Rudy Gobert.
And they only got Rudy Gobert? They didn't get like a role player or anything?
No, it was just Rudy Gobert.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. They're in a win now mode, I guess, is what you call it.
Yeah, and so if I'm the Jazz, I'm rejoicing about that trade.
Yeah.
If I'm Minnesota, you gave up too much, but like you said, you are in win now mode.
Right.
You are strictly trying to win a championship at this point. And I mean, the starting lineup, I don't know who starts for you at the 3. But
it's probably Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, okay. Still that's not.
Yeah, no.
That's not overwhelming for me. And then like your bench doesn't look very good. You got 4 very talented guys at your 1, 2, 4, and 5 now. Like you've got D'Angelo Russell at your 1, you've got Anthony Edwards at your 2, you got Cat at your 4, and you've got Rudy Gobert at your 5. The biggest issue for Minnesota has been rim protection, and you got the best rim protector that the NBA has seen in a very long time.
Right.
You fixed your issues, but at what cost? You gave up all of your bench depth for it. You gave up 4 future first-round picks for it. You gave up your first-round pick that you just got this year with Walker Kessler, who is going to be like your backup center to Cat. So my question is this trade worth it? If not now, then later on down the line for whichever team. What are your thoughts on it?
I mean, I like how they got a supposed all-star, depending on the year. So I mean you can never go wrong with that. But to give up that much bench depth, and then that much that many draft picks is surreal to me. I don't know. I guess again, it's all in due time, right? If they make a deep playoff run or something and they go to, I mean, if let's say they go to the Western Conference Finals, then I would consider it a win. But this is the thing. I mean, these Cat, Ant Edwards, D'Lo, now Rudy Gobert, they're all going to have to play 35, 40 plus minutes.
Yeah, and that's
they're going to be gassed by the time the playoffs come, playing all those minutes.
Yeah, so I would expect
they need to make some signings.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say. I would expect the Timberwolves to now be busy in free agency and trying to sign guys that can come in, and obviously you're going to have to sign them for cheap because you're paying Rudy Gobert. You just gave Cat a huge payday.
Right.
D'Lo not so much. Anthony Edwards, you still have him for cheap. but you won't have him for cheap very much longer. So
Right.
you are truly, truly, truly win now. Um,
Right.
so this is an interesting one. I like it for the Jazz a lot in the long term. Uh,
Hmm.
for the now, it worries me, which brings me to my next point. Donovan Mitchell. What happens with Donovan Mitchell now?
So this is the thing. They can either ride it out with Donovan Mitchell and try to win as much as possible because they still got a solid group even without Rudy Gobert, especially now that they have this much depth. Or they can just straight up trade them and just rebuild. Those are really their two options. And if it was me, if you're really gonna trade Rudy Gobert and get all this depth back and all these young guys, I don't want to say you just straight up trade Donovan Mitchell, but to me that's not ridiculous to say because like now you don't have like a perennial all-star to play next to him, right? And they were out in the first round even with Rudy Gobert. So unless you can get somebody else in there, I don't see this team. I mean, do you see this team in anywhere past the play-in right now without Rudy
Um,
Gobert?
no,
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
So
this will this is in
might have to
here.
pack it in.
This is interesting to me, and I'll take your thoughts on it as well. So Brian Windhorst came on an interview and was talking about how this kind of came into fruition um, when Utah traded Royce O'Neal to
Right.
Brooklyn
Right.
for that first round pick. He
Yeah.
talked about how he saw that and was like, okay, that's weird because not only is I like in general, it's he said in summary it was weird because why would you give up one of your starting caliber small forwards for a first round pick?
Right.
And then he kept thinking, and he said this might be the start to something bigger, and he was completely correct.
Yeah. He
Um,
called that.
and so I think that it's going to go even further, and that I think my prediction is that Donovan Mitchell is going to be a member of the Miami Heat here in the next few days.
You think
Uh,
so?
yeah, I mean that's the most realistic team for me, and if he fits well there, um,
I don't know about that because I think Kevin Durant is going to Miami.
that'll be
So
interesting. We'll see if
yeah,
uh, I don't know if Kevin Durant doesn't go to Phoenix, maybe he goes to maybe Donovan Mitchell goes
I
to
I
Miami.
heard
I
the
don't know what's going
Lakers for
on.
Kevin Durant, bro. Oh my gosh, I heard the Lakers.
Yeah,
No
I've been hearing
way.
all about that, but my thing is that I think now because you got back four, I mean basically five first round picks when you think about it, because Walker Kessler hasn't played a minute in the NBA. He's a rookie this coming season. So that
Right.
was your first round pick from this past year, and now you got four future first round picks for Rudy Gobert, and then you
Right.
traded Royce O'Neal for a first round pick. So my thing is, I think personally they're about to just scrap it all and they're going into rebuild mode.
Yeah.
That's my thought process on it. Why would you trade for four first round picks, and why would you trade away a starting caliber guy for a first round pick if you didn't plan on blowing everything up in the first place?
Yeah.
And it all started with it's crazy to think that it all started with that seemingly like irrelevant Royce O'Neal trade. But when Brian Windhorst brought up a phenomenal point, is that it just kind of put everything into motion, and Donovan. I don't think Donovan Mitchell's on this team much longer. I give it maximum 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So I mean, we'll wrap up talking about this topic. This one was an interesting one, and it was a good topic to talk about. But there's gonna be lots more coming. Obviously, KD is still hasn't found a we haven't found a destination for KD yet. Kyrie will probably get traded. Donovan Mitchell will probably get traded. There's gonna be much more to be paying attention to here in the next few days. So keep locked in with us, and we'll keep you guys updated with all the information and discuss all the topics. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with us.